Hi, welcome back to our channel. We are Sam and Kelly, and we've been living in our van for almost a year now. We've been in Baja, Mexico for the past couple of months. Today we thought it would be fun to take a break from our travel videos and answer some of the most juicy questions that we've been asked recently. Things like,
do you guys argue?
How was our first time pooping in the van?
What was the total cost of your van? How do we currently make money on the road?
But before we do that, let's make an ice cold drink together because it's hot out here in Baja and we need to cool down together. Let's go. Now we're ready. Okay, much better. Are you ready to get started?
Yeah, let's do this.
So we asked on our Instagram if anyone had questions that they wanted to submit for a Q&A type video, and that is what we are doing today. We picked only the most interesting ones and the most frequently asked ones, and hopefully it will give you some insight on van life and also Sam and I as a couple.
So the first question that we're going to be answering today is, do you guys argue? And if you do, how do you deal with it in such a small space? Kelly, do we argue?
Yeah, we do.
We're human beings. We
Surprise.
Definitely argue. We always think it's funny when people ask us this question. Could you imagine people not arguing in a relationship?
I think because we're like happy-go-lucky 90% of the time, people think it's kind of funny to think about us arguing, but we definitely argue. Like you said, we're human beings. But I think as far as being in a tiny space, I think it's kind of normal to healthy relationship patterns you would have in a house or apartment. If we're arguing or annoyed with each other, we try to go on a walk, phone a friend.
And honestly, even though this is such a small space, it doesn't feel small for us anymore because we've been living here for so long that if you're just on opposite ends of the van, it honestly feels like a huge amount of space.
I wouldn't say huge amount of space.
That's true.
There we go arguing.
There we go. That's a very good point. It's not a huge amount of space, but we can just put the curtains on the front of the van and it's all right. But yeah, we argue.
Okay, no, God. The next question is, how did you meet? I want to find someone who's down to live in a van with me. So we met in high school on the tennis courts. I know it's hard to believe, but...
I was so good at tennis that she was just smitten with me from the beginning. She couldn't take her eyes off me.
I think it was the other way around.
It was 100% the other way around.
Because we've been together so long, we know each other really well. So we are pretty comfortable living in a small space and doing things that more private-ish couples wouldn't do in front of each other. I feel like our whole life has kind of led up to this. We have always loved to travel. We traveled a ton out of high school, in college, and after college. And we knew that after we had started our careers that we actually didn't want that aspect of our lives to end. And we wanted to build something. Living in a van together is not too crazy for us.
Yeah, everyone that we told that we're moving into a van was like, yep, that makes sense. No one was giving us the, whoa, you're doing this reaction. They're like, yo, you guys, this makes perfect sense for you too.
Also, I know couples that have said to us, me and my partner can never live in a van together, and that's totally fine. Know yourself and know your relationship enough to know if this could be something that could work for you. Because if it isn't, that's fine. Enjoy your life with your partner somewhere else.
Always put your relationship in the best situation to succeed.
I like that. So the next question is a doozy.
It's a doozy.
How was our first time pooping in the van?
So my first time pooping in the van was great.
Eventful,
I would say. Honestly, it was completely fine and normal. I was very scared and stressed about the idea of pooping in the van, but we got a compost toilet and we spent a lot of money on it, so...
Let's get our money's worth.
100%. And for you, I feel like it was very uneventful. She doesn't even remember.
When I asked Sam this question before we filmed, he knew the exact date and city that we were in when he first used the toilet. I can't remember, so it must have not been that eventful for me. But I will say that using a Nature's Head compost toilet is kind of like driving a car in stick shift. You are moving a lot of things and you are manipulating the toilet, if you will, as you are going. So it is never going to be as comfortable as using a flush toilet, but whatever. We have the ability to use a toilet in a van, so I feel pretty lucky about that.
Same. The next question is, how do you find alone time and do you ever get sick of being around each other?
I think they said tired of being around each other, but that's fine. Sick is fine too.
Tired of being around each other. Well, the answer is the same. We don't get sick or tired of being around each other. I'm like
gun to your head.
No, I'm very smitten by this lady right here, so I can spend every every minute of every day with her. That's why we live in a van, because I'm obsessed with her. But we find our alone time because we both do physical activities that are separate from each other. She likes to do yoga or do some workouts. I don't enjoy working out. I pretty much just enjoy skateboarding, and she doesn't skate. So those are really good ways for us to get some alone time and get those endorphins going. And also we do private phone calls with our friends and family. Private or solo phone calls with our friends and family. So just like basic things, or I'll go take Sunny on a walk alone, or she will, or vice versa. There's ways for us to easily get some alone time.
And I know it's kind of the annoying answer as a couple to be like, we love spending time together, but it's the truth, and it's kind of why we're in this tiny space to begin with, because I do love being around him 24/7.
Exactly.
So it's not that hard. The next question is, what were our careers before living in the van? So I'll start with myself. I worked with The Comedian, and I produced podcasts and did like social media digital marketing for brands.
I was a video editor. I did editing for movies and TV shows, TV spots, social stuff, all the things for promotion for movies and TV shows, and it was really fun. We were doing the LA entertainment Hollywood lifestyle, and we were like, you know what, this is fun, this is fine, but we're ready to get outside and experience life more.
So yeah, we were living near LA. I always say that you don't have to have a bad life to want to change it.
Exactly.
Sometimes you just want something new and you want more of an adventure in life, and that's what we're doing here. Also, leaving our careers that were really good careers was a really risky choice, but I already know that we have gained so much life experience since we left, so I don't think I'm ever gonna regret that decision.
Same. This has been the best experience of our life so far, and I'm really excited to see where this continues to go. But that actually leads to our next question, is how do we currently make money on the road, since we did leave our career job?
So that is the most commonly asked question, and basically how we do it in short and in long is we do gig work. He does online editing. I work for a brand doing digital marketing. I have done some writing jobs. We've also done filming and photography. But to be completely honest, this is probably the least amount of money we have made since we started working when we were like teenagers. It's a huge sacrifice that we're doing. We are doing a bit of savings and also just kind of like living a cheaper lifestyle, but also like paycheck to paycheck in some sense.
That's right, yes.
So I hope when people see our videos and our Instagram that they're not thinking, wow, I have to be rich in order to do this lifestyle. Because yes, we did put an investment in the van, but even that was using every single paycheck that we earned. And we are living a very minimal lifestyle. We are living in a car at the end of the day. We don't have rent or a lot of monthly bills or anything like that, but we're also making a lot less. So I hope that when you see a nomadic lifestyle, you don't think you have to have a lot of money.
So the next question is, how do you find safe places to stay, fill up water, propane, all of those things? And it's very short and a very easy answer. We use the app iOverlander for everything. It's super user friendly. The second you open it up, you're going to know exactly how to do it. There's filters and locations with GPS and pins for all of the things like finding places to camp, water, propane, and we use that for, I would say, about 95% of how we find all of those things. We sometimes do the eye test, or we'll hear from a friend like, oh, you got to camp here, and they'll send us a coordinate, or like, this is where we filled up water. But iOverlander, best app out there.
It'll be your best friend if you're living in any kind of vehicle on the road.
And it seems to work outside of America too. Canada, Mexico. I think it also works in Europe, everywhere.
Which leads into our next question, do we feel safe in Mexico? We actually answered this in greater detail in our expectations for realities in Baja, California. We'll link it in the description below and up here somewhere. But in short, yes, we do. Baja, California is not mainland Mexico, so I can't speak to mainland Mexico, but Baja California has been extremely safe. I feel totally comfortable. There are so many other campers around us a lot, and even when we're on remote beaches, I feel totally safe.
I also feel very safe here. We're also not doing anything stupid. We're not hanging out in places that we don't feel comfortable in. We're treating this exactly how we treat anywhere else.
Also, I'm really glad that we didn't listen to the people that tried to warn us against Mexico, and I'm glad that we went ahead and did it anyways, because those suggestions also weren't people that ever drove here before, or had ever even spent a lot of time in Mexico. I can't imagine if we had listened to that and not come, because this has been absolutely incredible, and I can't wait to come back many, many times and even eventually go to mainland. The next question is, what is our plans after Baja? That's a great question.
That's a great question. What are our plans, Kelly? I have no idea.
I have no idea either. We kind of live in events right now. Like, we know certain events we have throughout the next year that we need to be in certain places for, but other than that, we're super flexible. We are getting married this year, so we have that to look forward to, and we have a couple events surrounding that in the next couple of months. We also have some international plans that we are so excited for, to visit some friends. So we are really really excited for that. And other than that, we're pretty flexible. So if you have been watching our videos and you have thought about a place that you know we would love to drive to, whether it's in the US, Baja, Canada, Mexico, let us know, because we would love to hear about that. You could drop it in the comments and let us know.
Comment below. The final question that we're going to be answering today is, what was the total cost of your van? It's literally one of the #1 most asked questions for us.
And for most van lifers, I would say.
Exactly. And to be honest, we want to make an entire video where we break down everything. I have a spreadsheet of everything that we put into this van build, and I also have a link in our description for just about all the products that we use in our van if you're curious. We want to make an entire video about it, but we'll just kind of give you a general that we put about $20,000 into the build, give or take, a little more, a little less.
And that might sound like a big number. It is, but like I said before, we were doing our builds paycheck to paycheck. So we obviously have a savings as well, but we were doing things slowly over the span of 10 months. And most of our van friends have put in a very similar amount of money. But you can do van life, camper van life, much more expensive or much cheaper. It's totally up to you. So again, I don't ever want people to watch these videos and think they have to have a certain amount of money, because trust me, we don't have a lot of money. So you can do it at any level that you're at. So that's it for now. I hope we answered some questions you may have been having, and if we missed any, drop them in the comments below and we'll be sure to answer them in another video. I hope that our videos in general inspire you to get out more and see more of the world.
That's so cute. If you like this video, please give it a like, a comment, a subscribe, all the YouTube things, as well as give us a follow on our Instagram, because we might be doing this again.
At Sam and Kelly's
At Sam and Kelly's Van.
And we also post daily updates there as well. We also are so excited because we have a couple really exciting videos coming up here in Baja, and we cannot wait to show them to you. So thank you so much for following along on our journey, riding with us, and we can't wait to see you next time. I'm Kelly.
I'm Sam, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.